Been a while since I've been online. Just been so busy. I've pushed this to the back burner, but I realised that I now need to get back on the content because it shows what's actually happening in my life and happening in the life of a property investor, right? But a lot of my time now is spent behind a laptop, speaking to agents, speaking to investors, trying to raise more money, trying to push the business forward. Don't really spend so much time now on site. I used to spend a lot of time on site, but I realized like now I should have been spending the time that I had on site doing what I'm currently doing. But at that time, didn't have a team, didn't have people around me that I could trust to really go and do everything for me. Now obviously I've been paying for it, but I'm saving myself a lot of time by having our team go and do everything for us. So I can focus on trying to push our business forward. But today, I've had calls this morning. I am about to go to my flip project where it's coming along now. We've currently got 5 live deals now. So we've got one where the front of a house has had to come down, which is a crazy job. We've got one which is more cosmetics. Obviously the HMO is being staged now. My 6-bed, it's been a long time coming with that one. Maybe I'll share a little bit about that later. But finally got it remortgaged after 6 or 7 months. Quite a difficult period of time for me, cash flow wise. So that one, we've got my flip, and we've also got another flip that I'm doing, which is basically done now. I'm not going to be able to get there today, probably go there tomorrow, but that one is going to be a good one. It's been turned around fairly quickly for what it is, and I'm looking forward to getting that on the market. We're going to be having photos done there at the end of the week, to end of next week or middle of next week. So yeah, that should be a good 35 to 45k profit on that. Bought it in February this year, so if I can sell it within a 6-month period, 7-month period, it'll be good going. So that's going to be good. Yeah, so I'm just going to take you to my flip project now. This one's a big deal. Bought it for 115, 120k with fees, say 125. I've spent around, probably going to spend around 65, 70k there. And in value, we're looking at 260, 265, hopefully. Pushing for 275, but I'm saying 265. I'll be more than happy with 265, so it's going to be a good profit on that one. Got another viewing today at 1:30. Got a viewing tomorrow of a property that I can pick up for 55k. A steal, I know. But I guess that's coming from the years that it took me to actually build my network to a real good level. Now, it's good to have people come to you when they need to sell their houses. So if anyone needs to sell their house, give me a shout. If it's run down especially, if it's done up to a real good standard, maybe not. But if it needs work, please send me a message. So let me take you to the flip project. So just outside the property now, this is actually it. This one here. And as I was driving here, I was actually thinking about what's happened in the past few months. Like I haven't been to this property probably for like 7 weeks now. It's going to be a lot further ahead than what it would probably feel like if I was going there every day. But I was also thinking more, I've got a client who was umming and ahhing about working with me for a while. I'd probably say like 6 to 8 months, maybe even 10 to 12 months. And he'd been watching my content. I'm a local boy. He was local as well. And we had a call and he was a little bit on the fence. And I was like, look, mate, this is entirely up to you. You know, you can go and do this yourself. He's a builder. So he's got real good renovation knowledge. It was just more like finding the right deals that I think he needed help with, finding the end values, making sure that everything stacked, basically. So it felt like he could, do it on his own, which in essence, he probably could. He probably could have gone and done it, but it would maybe have taken him an extra 4 or 5 years to maybe get to where he probably is now. So we had our first call. We then got to a point where you know, it was like, do you want to make an informed decision and move forward or not? And he was like, nah, let me think about it. So it was fine. So anyway, a month or so had gone by. He reached back out to me, asking a couple of questions. And I said, look, let's just have a quick phone call. So we had a phone call, and it was a case where he had said to me, oh, look, I've got an offer accepted on a property. So I was like, oh, amazing. Like, you know, well done. That's great. It's a 5-bedroom HMO. Oh, okay, great. Nice. So what's your plan with it? Oh, I'm just going to obviously leave it as it is, or maybe add another bathroom, etc. Okay. Where are you buying the property? On X road. Okay, that's fine. Nice. How much are you paying for it? Oh, I think it was 225k. So he was buying a property for £225,000, a 5-bed HMO, when I had bought this one here, for 115k. You're talking £110,000 difference. Yeah, this one doesn't have a license for a HMO, but does that mean that it's worth 100k more? Maybe not. So I think and that was over a phone call that we had. I said, all right, okay, I'd be a little bit wary about that one, mine, only because I've bought one on the same road for, 115k. And I think that really sparked his interest then into going, right, is this actually a good deal? Is it not? And we was going back and forth, and I said to him, look, for what you're paying for that is a lot of money. And he ended up pulling out of the deal. So what happened then? Well, he actually came and started working with me. So now we're working together. We've been working together for like 8 weeks, I'd say now. And he's had an offer accepted on a property now, around the corner from this, where he's buying it for £207,000. He's going to add value to it, and he's going to make it a 6-bedroom all onto a HMO. That property that he was viewing at the start, that he was going to buy for 220k, was in a worse state than what the one he is buying now in. So it just comes to show that, you can definitely, and if you're looking to get into property, you can definitely go and do it on your own. There's so much stuff online that, all the courses, all that, all the theory, it's all out there for you to learn. It's just making sure that you actually go and implement and buy the right properties. And look, now he's going to really crush it. I think he's done really well to get the equity that he's got from his business, from doing a renovation on his own home. So he's in a real strong spot now to start scaling this portfolio. But yeah, he's basically, he saved himself a lot of money just off a small investment of just having someone around him just to point him in the right direction, especially on this first deal. So yeah, I'm gonna take you into this house now. We have got one of the boys working in there, and I haven't met him yet. He's been working with us for a few weeks, but I haven't met him. But I'm not gonna throw him on camera straight away. So I'm just gonna take you in here now and show you the progress. So this is where we're at. Obviously all the front's been painted. We've got a new door on. I'm usually against this. I'm usually against fitting the new door before the build is done, because you're going to have, obviously the kitchen's in there now, but things coming in and out. I would rather it be the last thing that goes on, but we needed to have, the plasterer wanted to have all this wall ready, all the inside wall, which is fair enough, so we could make it all nice and tidy with the front door. So yeah, it looks nice. I like the colour. Obviously I picked the colour. So yeah. So as we come in here, we've got tiles here that just arrived for the bathroom. In here, we've got bathroom fit, fridge, freezer, and a load of dumping stuff, or stuff that needs to go to the tip. So this is basically the main living room. Nice media wall on there now. Got a fire to go in there too. Stuff for the kitchen. And then come in here, we've got dining area basically. Used to be a wall here. That came down, spoke to the structural engineer, got it down. and we basically dropped this ceiling because, I'll show you upstairs, but we put an ensuite in this front bedroom. So we run our services out, down the wall, and out. So just take it upstairs and show you. So this is the back bedroom. Used to be just a small, well, it is still a small bedroom, but it used to be a little bit bigger. We made the bathroom a bit bigger inside here. So you got a sink there, toilet going there, rad there, and then bath is in, shower head there, which would be nice. Obviously this bathroom isn't absolutely huge, so the reason why, well, that's the main reason why I made an ensuite in this master bedroom. Now this isn't always something that I do, but when it comes to selling a property, for sure, like this is going to really add the value, because this is going to be a 3-bed, 3-bathroom property. So if I didn't add this ensuite or the toilet and basin downstairs in the basement, it would just be 1 bath, 3 bed, 3 floors. It's not really that attractive to me anyway. So for some people, that's going to make a difference. You then got a little walk-in wardrobe here, which would be smart. Yeah, so this is a good sized bedroom, master bedroom. And then we've got another good sized bedroom in here then too. Got scaffolding up, everything's been painted here, it needs to be wiped down and everything obviously. We had to check the roof for some problems, but they've all been sorted. So yeah, just take it upstairs now. Kitchen going in. Breakfast bar going along there. Right, Phil? Yeah. You're fine. Just showing the kitchen and so on. Thank you. And then we've got down here, which is going to be like a utility area, basically. So storage in there. You can put your hoover, mop, all that good stuff in there. And then we're going to have a toilet and basin in here. Just a nice little area. And then down here we're going to have a sink, outside tap, a washing machine, dishwasher, and just some more storage. Obviously upstairs, but I'm sorry if you can hear that banging. I am going to backdoor key. There's, in the kitchen we have fridge freezer, we have a dishwasher, so we've got all the appliances in there. We're just going to have I think we've even got a washing machine in there. So this can be, there's just going to be room down here for any of the odds and sods. So yeah, this is kind of where we're at on this one. It's coming along really well now. I think once we have a good clear out in here, we can then start completing the bathrooms, second fixing, carpentry, and yeah, it'll come together very quickly. So I'm looking forward to having this one done. I can't really see the back garden, I can't get up there. But we are basically going to be having AstroTurf on this side here, patio slabs down the middle, and then some chip-ins on the furthest end over there. Little story about that, this garage here. So when I bought this property, I was under the assumption that I was going to own that garage. I was going to knock it down and just make some parking, but the garage is split into two and the vendor sold one side of the garage for, I think it was £1,900, going back like 4 or 5 months before I bought it. So yeah, crazy. Sold a bit of the garage for £2,000 and then sold the house dirt cheap. So I don't know what his thoughts are with that, but yeah, put me in a bit of a difficult spot really, but it is what it is. So that's kind of the update on this project, guys. This is probably about 6 to 8 weeks out, I would say, because even though there's loads of stuff in you now, once you're at the plastered stage, you're in a position then where you're starting to move things forward a lot quicker. So yeah, I will catch up with you, or I'll show you an update on this in a few weeks, and yeah, see the progress.